I discovered that I'm autistic at 53. It's not that unusual for people to be diagnosed at such a late age because when I was a child, the form of autism I have wasn't recognized officially as autism. And now people know a lot more about the whole thing, about autism. So the form of autism I have, which is like Asperger's syndrome, is recognized. But before I went through the process of being diagnosed, I had no idea myself that I was autistic. I'd never really considered it, and I didn't really know anything about it very much. I was getting friendly with somebody a couple of years ago, and it was very nice for me that we were getting friends because he was a very interesting person, and we had a lot in common. We went for a coffee one day to talk about how our creative process works when writing poetry, which was something we both did, and we were finding even more in common, and that was quite exciting for me to meet this person who had a lot in common with me and thought very similar to me, which I felt was a different way of thinking to most people. And during that conversation, he told me that he was autistic and he had only found out a few years ago. And I was very surprised because I never would have guessed that myself. And then he asked me if I ever thought that I might be autistic. And I never had, but when he asked me, it felt like something about it really made sense straight away. And it feels like that was like a pivotal moment in my life, that moment. I feel like my life has changed since that realization. And even though I didn't understand what autism was fully, it felt like this could be an explanation for all of those things in my life that I didn't understand before and that were very confusing for me. And there were a lot of things I didn't even realize I didn't understand because they were so confusing for me. I couldn't even go there, I think. Then I went through a process of being assessed properly and was eventually diagnosed as autistic. And learning about what that meant has really helped me understand myself and other people a lot more. And I feel much more kind of happy in my own skin now. In the past, I probably thought that I don't think I liked myself as much because some of the ways I was different I felt were somehow less or not as good as other people. But now I'm much more able to value those differences as being okay because I'm just different, and in fact there are some really good aspects to it. I feel like I have some ways of thinking and some skills that other people would find very difficult, and I get a lot of enjoyment from that and fulfillment.